Hey everyone, we'll be starting in a moment. I am just getting everything set up. Press that. Right. That is good. These connections being picked up. Voices too. I think we are good to go. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another stream. Today we are continuing with Ace Attorney Investigations Collections Supernatural. Blah. I don't know where I was going with that. But yes, hi, welcome. Today we are going to see what we are doing in this case. We didn't get to see a preview last time. The previous case, though, that we just finished, we had managed to find out that the kidnapping was what I said all along from the very beginning. That the guy kidnapped himself for money for some reason, but it turned out it was because he had borrowed money from another tenderlender agency, which turned out to be the company that is from Ace Attorney 3 with the fake Phoenix, which was interesting. But yeah, he got kidnapped, and then we also got his father taken in because apparently he might have taken part in some sort of smuggling ring some 10 years ago. Game time, not real life. Yeah, we might be having a flashback. So that was going to be fun, because apparently we met Kay back then. So we're going to see what happens. Apparently she's got this white cloth which means something. So we're going to see what happens with that. We also saw Phoenix on a boat with Maya and Pearls. I only said Mia. Mia's her sister. But yeah, we're going to see how much we can get done today. Hopefully we'll get at least like the first 2 parts maybe. But we shall see how long it will be. Hey, Raffatron, welcome. Time for a great case. Is this a great one? Cool. I was going to go back and see how long that bit took you last time, but I forgot. It was easily 20 minutes though. Maybe. Right, without further ado, let's get to it and see what we can do. Let's make some trouble for everyone, eh? If I can find the game, there it is. I also got 3 achievements from the previous episode. I got, like, for meeting the creator of the Blue Badger, for seeing a familiar face in the distance in the bridge, and for completing episode 3 without story mode. Oh. Skip. History collection. Refresh the stream so I can see. There it is. Right. Connection's good. Sounds to be picked up. We are good to go. So let's do this. Oh wait, I need to check to see if that thing's up. Yeah, it's up on there. Great. Right, everything's good. So let's do this. Right, continue. Yes, beginning opening. Episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. I was right, we're going into the past. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she had conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Oh, 7, not 10. 10 years was the other case. He looks the exact same. Oh, wow. Is that Edwidge on the left? Yeah, that's right, I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. I don't know who you are. I asked the defendant just what exactly you're trying to say. Don't you get it? The true identity of the Yatagarasu. Bang! The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there in the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it! You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy! Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly what I'm... Mr. Rill, I think we've heard just about enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. I've got to believe me. And my face was poorly drawn. I've forgotten how to do your voice. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, the prosecution shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the prosecutor is ready, or a new prosecutor is ready. She's funny? Okay. September 10th, 3:20 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor lobby. Look at young Edgeworth. He's more frilly than before. Well, in the future. Who's that old lady? Why is it just a building in the middle? I think no matter how old he is, he just sounds the exact same. It's only when he's a kid that maybe he sounds different. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Bah, humbug. Edgeworth. It's Von Karma. Oh god, I gotta bring his voice back. Sir. He bring back his old song. I know I did him voice. When I originally did him, I remembered that I did it so deep and gravelly that it started hurting my voice. I can get close to it, I suppose. Have you read over the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. He's so young-faced. He's a baby. As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. He consumed his accent with his power. That's why he has no accent. I don't even remember if I gave him an accent. Yes, sir. That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching over and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Edgeworth's first case. As, of course, with every chance we get to control. Whee! I get to control my first case. I'm so happy. Oh, sorry, sir. Today's trial have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Byrne Faraday, gave the order. Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. That name is a very pain in the ass to say. Byron? Is it supposed to be Byrne Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense for a man who is above the law. For no man is above the law. I'm also talking like I'm Solid Snake. A Hind D? What's a Russian gunship doing here? Nanomachines? Burn, okay. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there's no reason to deal with such individuals. I see. I'm starting to feel... I feel like I'm actually speaking Edgeworth slightly differently. He still sounds the same, but I'm making him sound more, like... emotional? I don't know. Edgeworth. Ah, I just bit my tongue. Von Kammer is so aggressive that he made me bite my own tongue. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgotten. Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Kammer. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. You know, now that I see their clothes, I see that Edgeworth copied Von Kammer to an extent. Obviously, I know the cravat, obviously. But I mean also the outfit to an extent. Like, he has the same lapels. Instead of it being pointy, his is curved. He's followed the same sort of thing for his shirt, but it's opened up a little at the top. And it has buttons, whereas the other one is just sort of like I guess like a zip-up? It's kind of cool. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. I shall go on the monkey bars. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Cordopian Embassy. That's a fancy sigil. Or coat of arms. The victim here... Oh my god. Mr. Deadman was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel... The fish? Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Cordopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill dead men. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he was found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. I said insanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecutor presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitor's gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was... Actually, I think it's a kid. I did it because I was told to. By the real Yatagarasu Byrne Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you have forgotten one thing. Well, this may appear to simply be the murder of a Codafun. How do you say it? Codafun. Okay. Codafun Embassy staff member. People are actually referring it to as the second KG-8 incident. The second KG-8 incident. I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study it hard enough. Huh. Well, even among the police, this information is only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? But first, look at my new badge. It is thanks to you that I have finally become a prosecutor, sir. It's amusing that you wanted to become a defense attorney, yet became my student. It is a strange path that you have traveled. It's true that I once wanted to become a defense attorney, but now I'm honored and proud to be a prosecutor. I see. Then as a student of mine, I suggest you remember this well. The prosecutor's badge is not to be flaunted. The dignity of a prosecutor lies in the man himself, not the badge. I understand. I will keep that in mind, and try not to show it to everyone. Besides, why put holes in your fine garments? It's simply preposterous. But prosecutors must also take pride in their appearances. I'll keep this in mind as well. I'm constantly having to remind the others at the prosecutor's office of this. It's more fashionable to keep your prosecutor's badge in your pocket. In other words, always treat a prosecutor's badge with care and honor. I understand, sir. He's so meek. Wait, he's 60 here? I thought he was 60 in the first game. Unless he was older. Prosecutor in embassy staff killing case, accused by Rella being the Yatagarasu. He's 40. Dead man is 53. 32. Question mark? Real identity is unknown, but claims to be a noble thief. Manfred said as if he hadn't groomed him. Sir, what do you mean by second KG8 incident? In order for me to tell you, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. I just imagine he just throws them at him. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. KG8 incident overview dotted down into my organizer. I received them from my mentor. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. He was in his 60s. His age wouldn't have shown up as they added profiles in JFA. Oh, okay. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group. He just slaps Edgeworth with him, yeah. And the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Codifan embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Ooh. Mercurial News. Codifan embassy staff member Manny Cohen. Or Cochin. Found not guilty. A shadow of the Amano Group. What's his relation to the smuggling ring? I like the picture of Cece. She looks cute. I think it's the hair that's doing it the most. Yes, a Codifan by the name of Manny Cohen was the suspect. However, due to the lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? If only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. I beg you to use the U name for a Who's on first gag. Who's on first? You. You who? What? No, what's on second? How? How's that? How's in the back guard? Or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember the whole joke for that. That's an American show. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. They say the name a lot? Okay. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. That's the wrong voice. I'll just imagine that Edwards copied him for a second. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG8 incident. So that's why it's being called the second KG8 incident. Yes. If there is one difference between the two incidents, what would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Such a stupid name. Yatagarasu? I better find out more. I think Cece was 12, 16 when she was killed? Oh, damn. We'll find out, I guess. If it's true that Yatagarasu showed up at the Codifan embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely, to steal the secrets of the Codifan embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu was getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Why do I get the feeling that this is all a smokescreen so then they could try and, like, get the Yatagarasu framed for murder? Or maybe, like, to steal the information back? I don't know. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu's case? Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. It's a child! What is it, little girl? Oh my god! I was like, oh wow, I said that so bad that he was like, I'm gonna kill this child. You're scary, mister. Did you need something? They both have similar poses. I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. It looks exactly you have like $1. Is this what you want? Thanks, that's exactly what I need. Could that child be there to watch the trial? Or here? Just like the child behind me. How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around the courthouse. I should arrest her immediately. That's completely in character? Yeah. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm sorry. I could have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it for an instant. He just starts choking. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared for could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Can I speak to everyone here first? No! No! Ah! Damn it, I wanted to look around. I wanted to speak to people. Oh, whatever. 10 p.m. September 10th, 4 p.m. Where's everyone else? Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention. I imagine when Von Karma talks about self-incriminating, he grabs his shoulder in pain. Yeah, that would be cool. Nice reference. You must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. He's so full here! Look at him! I think it's the first time we've ever seen the judge in, like, third profile. Or three-quarter profile, is what I meant to say. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial was about to resume, however. Yes. It would be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is the blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs! Oh, it's Gumshoe. Silence. There should be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove the man from this courtroom at once. Please, wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. I've forgotten how to do my own voice for Gumshoe. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday, the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor. What? What? The judge only has a single piece of art and its full body. Young judges for justice. Oh my god, that image, making him seem like he's Jesus. He's built like a truck. You have a massive chin and you're really tall. Stay back. What? Why do you look like you've been shot multiple times? What the hell? You look like an actual policeman, detective. But like from a 50s show, like film. No one's allowed to enter the crime scene, period. Just who does this oddball think he is? Is she going to be like another sort of like, this is becoming quite the hotspot? Isn't she Mr. Rill's defense attorney? Hey you, no running in the hallway, pal! And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. You could just say talk. It's time we talk, not civil discourse. I've got to talk about everything in a flowery language. Is that a line of ants? I'm pretty sure this is right before the case of Mira in Edgeworth. Really? I mean, yeah, I think when they introduced Edgeworth, he said he's done like a few cases before. So, yeah. I'll never find out civil discourse. Whee! Ants. This sort of sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. And it looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. My eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window. As a student of Uncom, I refuse to back down. Is he just staring at himself? I won. How? You won against your own reflection? How do you do that, Edgeworth? I guess I'll just leave then. No one wants to talk to me. First, I need to get a handle on the situation. Perhaps I should talk to some people. Her name is literally callous to you. Guess we'll find out. A fire extinguisher. If one were to be hit in the head with this, I suppose the victim would lose a memory or two. References to Ace Attorney 2 when that happened to Phoenix, and he forgot who he was. But it's not as though I'd ever be so foolish as to be struck by one of those. Okay, Edgeworth. A poster of the judge. There's a longer slogan of some sort on it in tiny letters at the bottom. Every strike of my gavel brings about the truth closer to me, and my hair further away. Is this a promotional poster of the court or a hair growth product? A defendant lobby number 1 is through here. The incident took place in lobby number 2 next door. I shouldn't allow myself to be sidetracked like this. I'd better get a move on. Is it going to be a thing where the crime happened in the first lobby, but actually then they transported the body to the second lobby? Because I remember that happened in another case. A drinks vending machine. It looks like one of the ones they have in Japan, which for some reason are much larger than the ones in everywhere else. They also seem to have them up on stands, rather than in slots. Ugh. Now is not the time to pondering of what kind of drink I want. Sandwich. Interesting. They're selling special court-themed food products here. Many of them seem sort of troublesome and suspicious. Objection, I suppose. This was meant to be the first case, but as you can see, got interrupted, so the Mia case was his first, yeah. And you are... Who, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. How do you look exactly the same, Gumshoe? Like, no... You're looking exactly the same except you're lighter? In color? I'm a prosecutor. I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name, now would you be telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. Just recently I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it was a born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know, I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in what you know. Well, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. Badman? Is his name really going to be Badman? So you're just going to have to ask him for all the details, okay? That's Rio's guarding the door defendant lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kind of froze. You're a detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Says the guy who's scared by elevators and earthquakes. And then again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. The Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Ooh. You want to see my prosecutor's badge? You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not? You got it. I'm a brand spanking new detective. So that means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? Is he really building up his own badge? If you so desired to see one, I just might be able to make your day. You don't have to go through the trouble, pal, because a real man has a police badge. And someday I'm going to become an ace detective, just like the Detective Bad. Did I say something wrong, pal? Forget it, detective. Too bad, Edgeworth. Do you have any insight on this, Detective Gumshoe? Well, as a detective, I'd rather see something that is actually related to the case, pal. And here I thought this was related enough. So you were guarding the door to lobby number 2 at the time of the crime, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'll have you know, not even a single ant got by me. Really? Are you sure not even a single ant slipped by? Well, I guess if we're talking about slipped in, then maybe a frog or something did. It would appear that my point also completely slipped by you, detective. Time to speak to you. You have, weighing scales for earrings. That seems weirdly uncomfortable. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. Reflexively, but taking on this voice, I did that whole, like, flip fingers around, look at nails kind of thing, just to act like she would do. I didn't even think about it, I just did it. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. Sir Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I have studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive nonsense. See the finger wag? I am just like von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Oh God. So you're just a student of von Karma? I should have... These clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh too much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. I'm just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? I'm Callisto Yu. Callisto. Okay. Callous to you. I get it now. And if you're telling the truth, then we're about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I have heard much about you, Miss Yu. But of course, I have heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? Your prose is a bit too flowery, Edgeworth. It was worse when you were younger by the sounds of it. She's got them pouty lips. I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? What's so funny? It's just the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until now, a little while ago, was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. What if, I just had the thought, because I remember that I sometimes make Edgeworth really sassy. What if he got his sass from her? Like, she's just so sassy, it rubbed off on him and it became a permanent trait for his. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I have a badge. It is a shame that we'll not be able to face each other. It was be my first trial, too. Oh, is that a declaration of war? How nice it is to be young and carefree. Oh, what a nice squeaky clean badge you got yourself there. I'm jealous. I'm sure its gleam will dull over time with experience. You think Edgy copies Phoenix? Maybe. I mean, he mellows out some. Are you saying your reputation will also tarnish over time with it? That's not what I meant, but it is what happens. Well, you can't avoid some things in life. I'll never allow my badge or my reputation to become tarnished. Edgeworth, you jinxed it when you said that. Miss Yu, what do you think about this piece of evidence? Actually, Edgeworth, I'm interested in finding out what you think about it. I don't really know all that much about it. Then I don't really know all that much about it either. Sorry, I guess I can't be of any service. I shouldn't push her too much, she'll just start laughing again. Skip! Okay, bye, Callus. Time to speak to the gunman. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. Okay, his name is cool. Fine. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here? I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing more to say to you, kid. Kid? Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. I am. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? He's reaching for a gun! Is he going for his gun? Huh? It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Macrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into the defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. I can see that Gumshoe was kind of trying to copy Tyrell. Interesting. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence! This guy is really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is just also one of my assignments. So you are called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu or not? Well, well. Looks like you might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? I'm not your son, Pops! Miss Yu, there is someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Codafon Embassy staff member by the name of Manny Kogan. Or Cochin. How do you say that name? Shouldn't they be dead? Oh no, they were the ones that got away. What's going on? The Detective Bad and his Yu's moods have just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Cochin? I'll be right there. Love what these games add to the series. It's pretty cool so far. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Oh, it's the other guy. I don't know how to do his voice yet. He looks like a lion. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. Now. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat where I could kill you when no one could watch? Fine, let's go. Bad. Von Karma. It's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Aragarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scenes where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Bad. The man I just passed by. Was he not the suspect for the KG-8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. Or imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
Objection!
Oh! Hello! She's tiny! I have to do a young Franziska. Papa, how can't you place him in charge? Franziska, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation, what else? Her face looks so different. I think it's the hairstyle. Franziska von Karma, she's here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who is also a junior to me. Van Red leans over and what a detective is. I'm still... Because in order... She's like, what? I'll probably check her. I'll check the ages in a bit. But she seems too young for him to have a kid. You're the one who's a junior to me. And don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? And I was right. She used a... I referenced... Well, I didn't reference. I mentioned that it would be an upgrade if she went from a whip to like a riding crop. Turns out she's gone the other way. She went from a riding crop to a whip. But yeah, I get that whips are more dangerous because they can actually go at the speed of sound. But, you're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? If you're able to pass, then maybe I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'm like, she's very tsundere, like in this one. She's even more like one. I'll never allow myself to lose to you, never. Why does she always have to be this competitive? Because you got replaced by her in her eyes. Like you replaced her when you came into their family. Her father doted on you more than her. And at least in her eyes, maybe. Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? That's what I meant, yeah. Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident that I can do better jobs than him. That's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad. Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. You want a 13-year-old, apparently, to go into a room where a guy is? What? You want to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Because he killed his dad instead of hers? That makes no sense. Why couldn't my father be killed by a murderer? Damn you, Edgeworth. This is the perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. I just wanted to use a long word. The crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene bad. And I will not tolerate complaining. Ugh. Edgeworth, Franziska, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me, or I will abandon you on the side of the road. Hold up, Von Kammer. I still haven't agreed to this. They sound too similar. She's so small. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Franziska. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Kammer name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Kammer name. I just instantly started thinking, like, seeing child Edgeworth meeting with baby Franziska, and like Franziska was clingy to him, like, babe, Edgeworth. Aw, that just makes it so cute in my mind. They should do that. It should show like the dynamic between them when they were even before this. That would have been nice. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Kammer was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things off on your own. Very well. The anime did that, did they? I stopped watching after a while. I think I stopped watching at the Big Top case. I think I mentioned this before, so yeah. Seems like getting help from the Detective Bad will be an arduous task. Yeah, they're just straight up dead bodies here, and we let a 13-year-old in. Wow. 4:15. It is the only really explanation that they killed each other simultaneously. That makes no sense. The guy was stabbed, and then he shot him, but the guy that was shot first fell over first? That makes no sense. You could just tell by looking at this. Ironically, they did Big Top better in the game than the game. I think so, but I think they also did some things worse. I'd have to go back and watch it, but I don't really want to. But yeah, I do think it was better in the anime, Big Top. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Kammer name. A competition? The person that figures out the truth first wins. The person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things coming from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepted my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and freely present it to the professional, or prevent it like the professional I am. Just like I can read the sentence. Competed to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. You kids over there, hold it. Kid? Ha, serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? You are a kid, you are 13. I'll do whatever I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir, Detective Batcher. No, do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You better not get in our way, Scruffy. Even back then, she called him Scruffy. You feel the butt of my whip if you do. You don't have a whip, you have a crop. Prosecutor boy. Let's get you investigating starting already, alright? Just ignore someone who is killed. Let's play a game. Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright. It's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeworth. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. Forever. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? Well, that's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Defendant lobby number 2. Investigation begin. Wee. Oh man, I was hoping to do a circle. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as the murder weapon. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? That mirror that he's holding looks more like a giant lollipop. The gun was inside a Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill Codef and embassy staff member. But I never heard of anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in, unless he stashed it somewhere. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then, why doesn't the Detective Bad know anything about it? Wait, what if... It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Huh. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? It looks bad for looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you could draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel it's too much early, or much too early to draw conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. Whee! Yeah, pal? I'm so excited, pal. This is my first real crime scene. Let's get investigating. Detective Gumshoe, I thought the investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner. Huh. What do you know about running an investigation, little boy prosecutor? I know that at the very least I have a greater grasp than you do of what happened here. Why, you? You don't know any more than me, pal. Look, you just gotta stay behind me, boy, and out of the way. Ironic coming from the guy that's been a step behind me the entire case. This is my first time setting foot inside the courthouse. Who would have thought it'd be for my first case as a detective? But you know, I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future. As a suspect detective. Of course not, pal. Anyway, this lobby's pretty luxurious. I mean, for a defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. Oh, and there's that tea set table over there. Bet you didn't even know that I like to drink tea. Well, this room is really checked out. Or decked out. If it means spending time in here, maybe being a suspect isn't a bad thing after all. I'm beginning to suspect that leaving the detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right, this room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it and give it a wake-up call. So, Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, boy? Of all the people to call me that, this detective is by far the least qualified. I wanted to ask you about investigations proceeding. See for yourself, pal. Do I have a great detective bad or what? Has this man not a professional bone in his body? Very well, then I will inspect the victim's body myself. You're no help to me, detective. Tea. There are some plastic bags stacked by the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from out of the hallway, you know? Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. And he did. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I don't know why I'm doing that voice for you, Gumshoe. I suppose this is where Mr. Faraday's bag is. It's probably the trial evidence I'm supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? I better not touch it. I leave my prints on it. Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. And then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. And way too noisy. You are the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. Look at your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. The TV has been left on. Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Gumshoe, you do know what will happen to you if you touch something again. Right. I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back your investigations, all right? I was planning to do so anyway. The window is open, and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the third floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there's also iron bars in the window? Yeah, I guess that's too much. There's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right? They thought of everything when you were designing the courthouse. Very nice. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rel. It looks like they killed each other. Although, there are a few things that don't seem right. And what would that be? Why don't you try to think on your own before bothering me, boy? And now I've been downgraded to just boy. Franny? I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such I appreciate if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rel. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is, aha! What was that outburst for? My detective instincts just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rel that fell first, see? You don't need a detective instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. I might use that from now on. Got blood on his hand. His hand is black down here, see? Oh, his hand is black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Was he writing before this? An ink stain? Yeah, I usually get ink on my hand when I use my feather pen. A feather pen. I've never seen one before, Sure you aren't making it up, pal? Of course Edgeworth uses a feather pen. It looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hands. There's some blood stuck on it. Then it must have been used as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage. Did he bring this a piece of evidence as evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention of mind? I should just jot some notes down about it. First he killed Codifin Embassy staff member, and then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh, what makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled in for precinct several times for the theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective intuition was telling me something. Detective intuition? Yep. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detectives... We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time investigating or continue investigating. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out the cause of this murder. Right, I'll be on it, pal. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but not when it's this guy. Anyway, these plastic bags of evidence might between the fight. Between the two men? I don't know why I'm having difficulty reading some of this stuff. Can nobody write in this universe without staining? Probably not. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell, then fell on top of him while while still gripping onto the gun? I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science. We are in America, or even 5-year-olds know, because we like to have guns everywhere where it's always going to be safe. Trust me, there are no gun crimes in here. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with the way they are? I believe my examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence. Don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it! Please tell me you've connected the Faradays. You haven't said anything and not noticing that would be in character. Why do I need to notice something that's obvious? He's obviously the father of Kay Faraday. We haven't met any other characters named Faraday, have we? I can point it out if you want. This guy's the father of Kay! Oh! How did I miss it? I'm so dumb. Please, chat. Please tell me I'm doing a good job. I'm sorry for being so stupid. Is that what you want? I suppose you do have a point. Well, yeah, I already read that. Labby. Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. You are that level of dumb now. Gee, thanks. I feel like I'm well appreciated. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? The investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella. Turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. He has a pen. Does he have an apple? I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious looking cranny. Yes, I will definitely use this in the future. Gun. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. Rell got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer. Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match the gun. Ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints of a gun that's left behind on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on the bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it. Of course, I already knew about that, pal. Maybe you're better off going back to the academy. Hey, come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will ya? So the bullet was fired from the gun. Is what you felt, Mr. Rell. There's a knife wound in his chest here. See? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Labby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. They really love that gun's fingerprints thing. Yeah. I mean, not everybody would know it unless you played the games or watched CSI or looked at anything else that talks about it. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Pen. There's something in this breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Hey, you know I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you owe. Yes, somehow you do strike me as a quite forgetful individual. He has like 3 mouths here. He has a mouth there, mouth here, mouth there, mouth there. I know it's his chin. It's just, it's what it looks like. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Yeah, why'd it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. I already talked about this. It looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. Yow! What's wrong, detective? My stomach started hurting from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, all right? A shot in the chest. Takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or 2 away. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, huh, pal? Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us now try to understand how the 2 men have died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out of today's trial evidence. And then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and countered Mr. Faraday while being shot. Here's the thing. Why would he take out the gun and the knife to kill someone? He could just take out the gun, and that'd be it. He just got himself killed by taking out the knife. And then the 2 men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. Notes pertaining to Bryn and Faraday. And Rell. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Out from the window, found a pen in Mr. Faraday's pocket is an especially nice nib. I mean, I could just do that. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be ink from his fountain pen. Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe. I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. I always wanted to say that, even if it's just one time in my life. If Mr. Faraday wrote this his fountain pen with his left hand, I think it's fair to assume that he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle, in which case there might not be another explanation as to how they got there. Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait to get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on it, or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very poor piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it to your hands, pal. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? Really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility. No way, pal, really? I assume I'll just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. I won't rest until I expect it every nook and cranny. Which is suspicious. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Eureka! Now we come to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting the crime scene. Why am I having the ability to lose my speaking? What? I'm taking a drink. Let's try it again. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how does something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags got on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. September 10th. We've lost time now. Here's the autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from the stabbing. Interesting. It looks like we now have everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. I'm making her sound a lot higher because she's a kid. I'm hoping it sounds right. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Are you saying that just because I figured it out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there is any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. I'll beat you at your own game, Franny. Stop calling me Franny. What happened? Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her what's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Is she cold? Like, everyone else is wearing, like, coats and stuff, and she's just got her arms out.
Hold it!
Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see. It's been documented clear as day. Ugh.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on, I see.
Hold it!
So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled, and in the end Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. That messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Huh. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let you slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append that statement to your testimony. Fine. Well, we know there was no struggle.
Objection!
You're wrong, Missy. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Huh. You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say that there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in the lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed? Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? No, I pressed A before it showed up because I want to go to the next line. It does all add up. So then there's no problem, right? No. Miles Edgeworth. Yes? Taking random shots in the dark is unbecoming of a disciple of Von Karma. Ugh. Now take a step back and think for a change. Is Francisca's explanation of things really perfect? I'm going to carefully review what she said once again in my head. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. As I suspected, there's definitely something wrong with her test theory. If you have nothing to say, then I suppose that I win. Wait, as I suspected, something doesn't add up. Oh? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Oh, God. Ugh. I mean, maybe the gun? Because it says it's from a few yards away. Because otherwise, how would he get stabbed immediately? this piece of evidence that proves it. Huh. And what is that supposed to prove? Take a closer look. I'm still not seeing it. Huh. In that case, I must have to try and explain it to you.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, you should know by now that you can't fool me! I guess this evidence was unrelated after all. Oh, my health. I have to think it over one more time. Mr. Rell grabbed the knife from Mr. Faraday's bag when he wasn't paying attention. And Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed by the knife. But it just doesn't add up. And I have the evidence that proves that it doesn't. Oh, okay, so they put it here. I was like, well, I don't have the autopsy report, but I do. It's on the picture.
Take that!
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Ooh, you got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, and then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Franziska. I just wanted to explain to you as simply as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Franziska, you still got a long ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? I'm making it sound so childish, yeah! Mr. Faraday died instantly. And the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here is in this crime scene is... Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. And then, the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rell died thereafter. Edward gives her a thesaurus her next birthday. This is the F thesaurus, okay? There are more words in the F category than foolish. Like you could say fickle. That's the only word I can think of right now. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No. Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this... No, that's not so fast, Miss Master. There, Miles Edgeworth. What now? Fraudulent, there you go. I simply think you ought to think a bit more about outside the box. And that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. It was just by chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. Flagrantly foul. The flagrantly foul figment of my fickle imagination found its way into my fabulous fandango. I was trying to think of something like an imagination word, but with the letter F. I just know that Franziska's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Ow! I just punched my controller. I need to wipe my screen because there's stuff on it.
Hold it!
Objection!
About that. Pressing someone's testimony in order to gain some time to think. You're a real one-trick pony, aren't you? It's too bad your trick only works on fools. That wasn't my intent. I simply wish for more details as to how Mr. Faraday ended up on top of Mr. Rell. Huh. Someone's impatient. I was just about to explain everything to you. So do you think you could hold on for a minute? Fantasy. There you go. Francisca, I'll make you a deal. I'll hold on if you hold on to that whip of yours. Oh, I'll hold on to it, all right, as I whip you. Well, now that you've quieted down a bit, I'd like to continue if you don't mind.
Hold it!
The two fell on top of each other. Don't you find that just to be a bit tad strange? Not at all. I could see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart. Miles Edgeworth, once I'm done here, you'll see that there's nothing strange at all. Now then, the two men fell into a pile. Lady Mr. Rell is a bottom. Okay, Raffatron.
Hold it!
Like he specifically picked up the dead body just to go under it. My actual place where I belong. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and the revolver for some reason, and then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, this is more than possible. Yes, it is possible, but... Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got! Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just had said to your testimony. Huh. I don't see any point to that, but as you please.
Objection!
Yeah, this is where I would show this. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave gunpowder burns on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with that, there being no chance Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. He has magic powers. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. You fool? If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked the victim the first with the murderous intent. That would be... neither man. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was the third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If a third person was truly here, the fact would resolve that glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that is not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves that there is a third person involved? Let me just read this. 4 p.m. Discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. Faraday died by a stab knife. Rill died of a bullet wound. He was shot from a few yards. That's just a picture. Okay. I mean, I guess the only thing that could prove this would either be the ink stains, because it shows that he's left-handed, not right-handed. And then there's also this, because how would there be blood on a bag if he shot someone?
Take that!
This is that very evidence. And exactly how is this related? Do you think you could explain it to me? There is no need for an explanation. Oh, well, I have no idea how it's related, so could you please explain it to me? Yes, well, let me guess. You can't explain it, can you? It would appear that I was wrong. I'd like to think that whenever he takes damage from in the future for his, getting things wrong, he actually feels like he gets hit by Franziska. Like he physically feels pain. But there is definitely a contradiction here. And it should resolve itself if there truly was a third person here. We just need to prove the evidence once again.
Take that!
Okay, what's the bag then? The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood in it. Or on it. There are two items. Well, these two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for a moment. There's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch the blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. And then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes.
Objection!
Oh, what the hell was that voice? Oh, hey! Wow, his breathing animation is intense. Jesus! He looks like he's about to body someone. I am the judge, and I've come here to kick ass! What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims that he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who set up this whole crime scene is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tunneling down, Miles. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of the struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was here. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for the investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take the Detective Gumshoe into testimony, or custody, what? I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? State of the hallway. Detective Gumshoe, I'll take it that no one else was in that hallway at the time, correct? Huh? Of course not, pal. You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me? Watch your mouth, pal. You can't go around saying stuff like that about me without any evidence. I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point. Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace. Maybe I should ask about something else. What should I ask the Detective Gumshoe about? State of hallway again. Detective Gumshoe, why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time? Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay? But there is testimony against you. Miles Edgeworth, why are you wasting your time with a completely useless question? The only logical reason as to why he was absent is that he was busy committing the crime. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Maybe I should ask about something else. Gumshoe, why is your name Gumshoe? Motives for the murders. I suppose the one thing I'd like to be clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing the crime. Motive. Huh. Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact?
Objection!
She sounds so proper. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more natural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Gumshoe's motive. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit. A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for a perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how bad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can't trust anything you say. Sir. There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there's some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Also, isn't she supposed to be a defense attorney? Misused perfect explanation. May not be so perfect after all. This is a long first part of this case.
Hold it!
A week ago. If it was, there'd be 100 dead prosecutors. And then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances. No way. I only met him in person today. Then how did you know about Detective Gumshoe? Oh, I've seen him around before.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah. You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But he was there, he was totally beat red in the face. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making right now, right? I'm completely innocent, I tell you. The poor man. It was quite the scene after the detective.
Hold it!
You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way! I thought it was because I had something stuck in my teeth. Or on my face. That works too. But you do. Huh? What have I got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? I'm a bitch. Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Miss you, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not?
Hold it!
To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way the guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salaries down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, within a snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe the reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess. They really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von Kammer cut your salary earlier.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect? It is not to your liking. Unfortunately for you, it is just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Alright, if you're so clear this one thing up for me. I mean, she already did that. Let's do this one. Actually, allow me to ask Detective directly. What was your relation to Mr. Faraday? Mr. Faraday was in charge of training rookie detectives to testify in trials. I met him on the very first day when I entered the Criminal Affairs Department, pal. Oh, I had no idea Mr. Faraday was so involved. Faraday, he may look like an easygoing guy, but he's actually a bit of a nut for strict discipline and manners. Guys like Gumshoe tended to rub him the wrong way. There, now you know the detective and Mr. Faraday were related. Happy now? No, wait! You said you only had one thing to ask, right? Please allow me to ask one more thing. You're such a riot, Edgeworth. Poor baby. Tell you what, I'll let you have another go. How's that? Alright, if you can clear this one thing up for me. Our motive. I understand the Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both the murders, then I doubt the incident would have occurred, wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? But that's impossible. She must know something. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything, and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh, would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a perfectly perfect explanation. Truly perfect is what I meant to say, but I'll go with perfectly perfect. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight. Is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just a second. Man, I hate women. That's just what it sounds like from him. Guys are where it's at. Why couldn't they both be men? Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. The second. Motive to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. All you have to do is establish that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rell, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. There is no one out there with a grudge against both men. I should take another look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member. And the two men were both wound up as suspects in this case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking? Is somehow related to them? The guy that was literally here earlier.
Objection!
Right, that was easy. That was like so obvious. Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, it's because you'd rather not bring this person up. What do you mean? We are looking for someone with reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was a suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Codafan embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Codafan embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You covered me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. But don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. And then the only suspect here is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way. Come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step in this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there's someone else who passed through the hallway? No. There was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective. Is standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it is a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he's innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up ice-spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Detective Bad. Miles Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as I say, is that, right everyone? Merry Christmas. Well, I suppose we should be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there is something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? Spin! Right, how long are we going for? About an hour at least, maybe? Yeah, almost 2 hours. This is a long first case. To have set these two men up to make it look like they killed each other. If there is one thing I cannot forgive, it is the desecration of the dead. The television has been left on, to preserve the crime scene, of course. It's not on, it's black. It's turned off. It will stay still on until the police are finished with their investigation. Do they think nothing of saving electricity? Ugh, how bothersome. Also, I just noticed the TV's called Blunt. Evidence of the trial of Esme Staff's murder in here, and if things have gone smoothly, that would be now mine. Including the two weapons in this double murder, the knife and the gun, I suppose. So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murder code of an embassy staff member. I've heard that the people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Should be about a third of a way? Cool. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are both useless outside and inside the courtroom, don't you know? I do. I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. You think you can stop making that ultra-serious face in front of me? If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG incident she was. CCU. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof. Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. I see you, is basically what she's saying. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really tell me... Oh my god, did they intentionally use this many U's? CCU, you are related to you because you are named you knew? Can you really tell me that she was a straight face that you are not related to this case, you... Phew. Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but... Ugh. Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I suppose I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. By Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. I mean, no, just because you're found not guilty does not mean that you're just never guilty of that crime. If they find new evidence that puts them in that crime, then yeah, they can be found guilty. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Kochin's trial was over. Apparently a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. And then the evidence had been tampered with. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? A smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Kochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other after all along. How big was the smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. It was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Kochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he only found out I was defense lawyer in that case after he arrived. He figured he should say hi, and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time too either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. It's all to hide the pain, Edgeworth. It's her defense mechanism laughing about everything. But it's just as Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around. People in the gallery claim that he was in the seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? Well, that's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I'll catch the criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with the same game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well, I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. Are you going to end up dead? Her way out. I'm so sassy. I'm the boss. The KGA incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus, that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though that lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not the detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honourable name. Well, my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. It's too bad that the honourable name was found to be tarnished long before I came in. To be continued. Yeah! This case is great. I'm having a lot of fun with this one. And it's not to say that the other ones were bad, but this one's really good. Onwards to the truth. And it's just middle. September 10th, 4:45 p.m. What is that guy doing to the washing fountain? That's a drink fountain, not washing hands. Why is that guy saluting while sitting down? What the hell? What is wrong with this police force? Okay, it's almost 2 hours. Should we stop here or do a little bit of this? I mean, it might be a good place to stop because then we could be like, oh, what's going to happen next? Is Francisco going to get more compliments than me? Always felt bad for her? Yeah. I get the feeling that by the end of this case, she's going to actually show some other emotion outside of happiness. She's going to be like, I'm so relieved. Or something. Nap time. I think we could probably leave it there for today. Do a bit, really? Okay. Do a little bit. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Cofidian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Looks like you'll have to wait just a little bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Codefin Embassy staff member? Why do they have to say that entire line? They have to say the whole thing. Codefin Embassy staff member. They can't just say the embassy staff member or the embassy member. It has to be the whole word. And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What an outrageous circus it had all become. Mr. Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, we'll have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come to watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it, but it won't be for another few years yet. And by that point, I'll be in prison. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue in my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigation in order to find the perfect proof of this guilt. The perfect proof. Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Then why do you push it on him to get it? Remember, you must always get the perfect alibi, the perfect investigation, the perfect case. A person like you can't be perfect. What are you talking about? Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a real rare opportunity. Why does this feel so raw, like sore? Like, she's trying so hard to get her approval by saying this. It's like, oh, but Dad, I'm playing a game to see who can find out the best person. Isn't that cool? Aren't I the greatest? I'm gonna find out before your protege. It's like, God damn it! Be proud of your daughter, damn it! It would give us some real life experience, wouldn't you agree? Huh. If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. You're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Interesting because then it would be so bad for your dad, who was a defense attorney, to have his son become a prosecutor. That'll be my ultimate vengeance. Edgeworth, Franziska, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Franziska, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you've wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how you fare on the investigation from here on, Miles. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Whee! Oh, you're following me now? Yes, what is it? It feels like there's a whole backside to this case they're not seeing. And here we had thought this was a case where two men had killed each other. We're lacking in information, and as a von Kammer, I can hardly call this a perfect investigation. Indeed, it is as you say. I can't believe we agree on something. Just what is so revolting about agreeing? Anyway, our first move should be to speak with everyone related to this case. Indeed, even if you had not said it, was planning to do it anyway. What was that lash for? I could suplex you, child. Right into the glass case behind me. Yeah! It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it cost as much to make this as it cost to build the courthouse itself. What was the point of making such an expensive model? I felt the exact same way upon hearing it. It's so hard to understand such foolishness. Agreed. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for a trifle. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father. So you would do well to guard yourself against any interest in such unproductive things. Edgeworth immediately pulls something. Yes, I suppose I should take up whipping like some young lady over here. Miles Edgeworth! Yes? What is the meaning of this bulletin board? Why are there so few trials posted? It would appear that the entire week is devoted to Mr. Verrill's trial. Is the crime rate really that low in this country? Or maybe the police lack the proper motivation to get out there and catch the criminals. The police don't have the proper motivation to catch criminals. Have you seen how incompetent they are? Just in this one screen alone. I'm afraid I cannot comment on that. However, I can say I have my doubts about the younger detectives. Sounds to me like they're in such need of a stricter hand. And I'll start my discipline regimen with that pathetic, filthy-coated detective. I feel bad for the big guy, and yet I can feel no suitable reason to stop her. I can't stop the water, sir! It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. A bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool! Well then, why don't you try to lend an officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water drinking fountain's foul mouth is the thing that the officer should be covering. Let's give the officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. He needs to re-up his immortality potion. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir. I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm going to just hold it. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. Also, don't hold in your pee for too long. You could get gallstones or bladder stones. Kidney stones is the word I'm looking for. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man responsible for his actions on the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun waking in a nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Oh, I can actually just walk in here? Okay. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Franziska, you're asking a bit much. Oh, you'll be sorry. I'll keep that in my mind. Any day now, I'll be making my frightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already have been standing here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Franziska, I'll eat my cravat. So many sillies in this building, yeah. It's the viewing gallery. This is where the riffraff sit when they come to watch. It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes? What sort of... Of course I'm man enough. Oh, I don't want to walk out. It's the defense's attorney bench. I'll probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I'd never. I'll have you know I've not had a single wrinkle upon my rueful brow. You will later in life. You will. Can I walk up onto the... I can! I am the judge now. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. The trial is now called into session by the judge, Miles Edgeworth. Yeah, they both stand there eventually, yeah. It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do nothing wrong. Yes, I understand, so just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful out from the detective while he's being this agitated. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judges' Trials Exchange Log. It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judge are laid out here in those pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse daily menu, and it would appear the fried oysters are a favourite. I have no use for foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of the country's judiciary. It is, and it gets worse until Apollo Justice, then it gets better, then it gets worse again. And then they never stop talking about it. You? Oh, it's you, Edgeworth, and, who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should just be sparred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karman. I'm about to become the greatest successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. I want to see Judge Juniper Wood. Yeah. What? Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask you. Look at you. Eyebrows scorched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. Ooh, I feel much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were on the time of the murder. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Mr. Bad? Why? I had a little something to discuss, that's all. So I take it you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to be the protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, Cece Yu, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. So she says. She isn't really. I just make it to a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Adagrasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Adagrasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her about what she knows about the Adagrasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were the Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers just usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rel away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk about with Detective Bad? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway old lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Adagrasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Adagrasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rel all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rel was not the Adagrasu. He had just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rel's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Code-Defend embassy at all. Hold on just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that that was not the real Adagrasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. I mean, they kind of have to. It's their job. You can't just have someone that's been convicted of a crime not have a defense attorney. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words into my mouth. I said no such thing. I'm suddenly serious. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Adagrasu. The Adagrasu? Huh. I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from the companies to defend him. Requests from companies? The Adagrasu isn't some petty theft for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Adagrasu is in the business of seeing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Franziska, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, you might be sued for... There, I chose it carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Yatagrasu? I have to say, I've never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. Yatagrasu deals in information, namely in the digging out dirt behind backroom dealings in the leaks of companies. Yatagrasu is a vigilante who steals such information and takes it for public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds just like any other criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all of I can miss out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. But he does seem calm. I don't want to speak to you. I meant to do save. Because we've done this for long enough. His pain is objectively funny. He does make funny noises, yes. Alright, 2 hours. This is cut off point, so we shall stop there and we shall interrogate Gumshoe next time. I almost said Gumworth. So yeah, that is it for today. We shall pick this up next week, Tuesday. So tune in for that. Again, I'm enjoying this case. I like seeing young Franziska, young Edgeworth, seeing everyone all happy, seeing that like Gumshoe just stays the same age forever. Characters are cool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more. So again, I'll be back with this on Tuesday. Tomorrow, though, I'll be back with more Ghost of Tsushima for Iki Island, so be sure to tune in for that if you're all interested in it. And as usual, thank you for joining today. As if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, bell notifications to get notified of when I do stream. Or Twitter, so you get see on there, I guess, as well. And if you do if you want to help support me, it's Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you can enter the Patreon list here. Or I give a shout out every stream because it helps a lot. Or I thank you for the key support. I greatly appreciate you all. And we get whipped by a child. Because apparently we're funny when we get whipped. Next time, Chaos Swiss. Okay. But yeah, that's it for today. Y'all take care. Have the rest of the day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Or I'll see you all next week for more of this on Tuesday. Until then, thanks for joining. Bye, everyone. Bye, Ruffatron. Thanks for sticking around. See you all next time.